Thomas, what was the outcome of your meeting with Romelu Lukaku?
Well, first of all, we were, like, even in the view back on it, happy that we took the time that it needed to look calmly on it and to talk calmly about it. This is what we did. He apologized and is back in the squad for today's training. Today's training is later. For me, the most important thing was to understand and to clearly understand and believe that it was not intentional. He did not do this intentionally to create this kind of noise in front of a big game. And the second one, it was the very first time that he even behaved, even before, when he seemed to be, when he, in his opinion, he was ready to play, for example, after his injury from the start, and we thought like he needs to readapt to the intensity a little bit more. There was never the slightest behavior against the team, so it was the very, very first time that we actually felt him this way. And these are very important points to understand, that to stay calm and to understand that it's not that big as maybe people want it to be, or you want it to be. It's not small. It's also not small, but it's small enough to stay calm, to accept an apology, and to move on forward.
What kind of reception do you think he will get from the Chelsea fans?
Well, you know, he's very aware of what happened and what he created, and he is he feels the responsibility to clean the mess up. Maybe we will have a bit of smell still from it, of course. He can handle it. He has. There's also no other choice. He cannot expect now everybody to be super happy the very next day. But he is still our player, and we have good reasons and a lot of reasons to make him play for us and to convince him and to fight hard that he is our player. We are happy that he's our player, and we will protect him. And in the end, it's also very important that that the stadium supports the team, and even if somebody has a different opinion on it, or is strongly disagrees, it is about the team in anything we do. And I hope the supporters can take this also and keep on supporting the team, because we are like in the moment where we really need the support.
Did you get the sense, Thomas, from this meeting that Romelu is completely devoted to the team and that he doesn't want to? That
does not make it better, and it does not make it that you can understand it more, because he is very committed. He is in his private life and in his professional life. That's why it was so surprising to me, because he was on his way and he scored for us in Aston Villa, and he scored for us the next game. I forgot now against whom it was. But he was there. He was decisive, and we had the feeling, oh, there's a really a new start to it after injury and after COVID, and that's why it was that big surprise. So I never had before that interview, I never had the slightest doubt that he is not committed, because his actions on the pitch and off the pitch in private life all go into the same direction. He's an emotional guy. He does not hold back with his opinion. So also credit to that. And sometimes he carries his heart on his tongue, and it's like this. And we should not just blame him and just point on the negative side of it. We have to adapt now to the situation, and it created some noise that you normally absolutely don't want, and this is clearly understood. But there are zero doubts in his commitment and to the team and to the club.
Last two, Paul.
Looking further ahead, how do you get the best out of him in the system, and also off the pitch in terms of happiness? How do you just get the best out of your record signing?
But I think the players get the best out of themselves, and we help them and we support them, and it's not of. I mean, with Romelu, it's not about finding positions. He's a striker, and that's it. Pretty easy. He's a number 9, and just put him on number 9, and we never did something else. It's about adaptation. It's adaptation to the league, adaptation to a different club, to a different team, to different teammates. And then comes injury, and then comes COVID. We're in a total normal place with him, in an absolute total normal place. And he is willing to learn, he's willing to adapt. He comes to the most intense league in the world. And it takes its time. And he was very strong in the beginning. He was now in the latest games, like I said, very decisive. And we have no doubts that he will be a big influence and a big impact. Nothing has changed. There was, of course, a situation that we had to all now deal with, and maybe will deal for some time. But it's important to brush it off. We took our time. It was in a very, very bad moment in front of a big game, so we protected the game. And now we had enough time to clear the air. And move on.
Last one, Paul.
Yeah, final one. It's the weekly Antonio Rudiger question, Thomas. His representatives are now talking to other clubs about a pre-contract agreement elsewhere, and obviously it's an ongoing situation. But how confident are you from the football side, and you can see what he's giving you week in, week out? How confident are you that he will continue as a Chelsea player beyond this summer?
Well, I cannot predict the future. I don't know if his representatives talk to other clubs. If you know so or assume so, fair enough. Of course, it is possible now because it's January and he has not signed yet. But as I understand it, we are in communication with him. The club is in communication with him. I know, or I assume that he is very aware of what I demand from him and how I appreciate to work with him. The level on which he is playing is still super high and outstanding, and there are no doubts that the situation is a concern for that. Well, the point is very clear. My opinion is very clear. The club is trying the very best, and their communication's going on, so has not changed a lot.
Alistair McGowan, bye-bye.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
Good. Don't forget. Oh, hiya. What would you say then almost like the miscommunication was between Romelu and yourself, perhaps?
Between Romelu and myself? Well,
yeah, well, he said he wasn't happy with his role in the team. So has there been a miscommunication for him to say that?
No, it's fine if he says so. I mean, I have read much. I have read more difficult quotes to cope with in my past years as a coach. Of course, he was not happy. He's here to help the team, and he was not happy because he was injured and in COVID. But I don't, and he wants to score for us. He wants to make us successful. He's a huge competitor, and that's pretty much it. I don't see any misunderstanding in communication. We talk a lot, and we share our opinions a lot. That's why I was very surprised and still am, because like in the dialogue with Romelu, it's the same. We're on the same page. We compete for the same things. He's our number 9, and I cannot say more to that.
So after that meeting, did he go away feeling that he had a long-term future at Chelsea?
You have to ask him. Actually, I don't know how he feels about his long-term future, but he has a long-term contract and he is fully committed. So I assume that this is the foundation. I mean...
Okay. James Savinja, TalkSport.
Hi, Thomas. You mentioned that Romelu's apologised to you. Would you like him to apologise to the playing group and the fans? And do you think it will be easy for him to regain that trust with you and the players?
With me, not. with me not, because like I said, for me it's the most important to understand the situation. Is this frequently happening? Is this overall picture that we have? Is this does this reflect the overall mood and attitude that he shows? This is an absolutely clear no. Was there intention behind it? Was the intention to create trouble? Was the intention to leave the club? Was the intention to I don't know, put pressure on the coach? Absolutely no. I cannot see it. He did not want to do this intentionally. Of course he did. Of course he should have known better. Yeah, that's why we have to clean it and clear the air now together. But as we answer all these questions with a clear no, we need to be adult enough, mature enough, and to take it, to accept an apology, and to do everything now together to clear the air and have a clear head to prepare the upcoming matches. They are difficult enough.
And you said before he's got a long-term contract, but are you confident he will be a long-term option for Chelsea? It's been 2 years he had at Man United, 2 years at Inter, and this happened so early on in his time at Chelsea.
Yeah, I did not even think about this actually, but I mean, he has a contract for a reason, and he wants to achieve big things with his club Chelsea, his youth club Chelsea, which means a lot to him, and from here we go. I cannot predict the future, but like I said, there was no intention behind all this to change the club or change his ambition. This we are very sure about, and this is very, very important. Like I said, Romelu speaks out very openly, not only in the media, also in the dressing room, and also in talks with me, and we should also appreciate it. And that was maybe a bit too open, and was a bit maybe in a way in a one direction that people and clubs and supporters can be offended, and they have the right to be offended. And but yeah, it was good that we took our time, and then we can move on now.
Last question in the broadcast, Nick Pure.
Hi Thomas, could you give us an injury update on guys like Andreas Christensen and Trevor Chalobah? You know, is Timo fit enough well enough to return? But then also, just a word if that's okay on Thiago's new contract. Obviously, he's had such a big influence, hasn't he? And he seems like he's almost aging in reverse. How well he's
the Benjamin Button, Thiago Button of football. Yeah, it is, but I know how much work and how much professional attitude is behind that. It is a miracle in a way, because he came to this league, and the schedule and this approach intensity of a daily business in the very end of his career, which was very brave. But I know how much effort he puts in to stay fit, how much effort he puts in off the pitch, at home, during taking care about his recovery, his sleep, his nutrition. This is simply outstanding, and only because of that it's possible. We're happy because I think the new contract makes him calm. Thiago needs to be calm because he's a very sensitive and emotional person, which makes him also so precious for our team and for our dressing room. He can feel emotions. He can feel a different state of emotion from others, and can help so much in this. So he is calm. He has huge targets to arrive, and he has a big impact. He's available how he needs to be available, and when he plays strong, and is a big help. So good for him, good for us. And for the injuries, Andreas is a doubt for tomorrow. Trevor is out for tomorrow because of his re-injury. And who was the third one? Timo Werner. Timo Werner trained yesterday. We have one more training to go. He feels much better, and which is a good thing. So he did full training, full intensity, have had no reaction so far. So if the training is going well, we can have him on the bench or give him some minutes.
Okay, that's the end of the broadcast section.